Hi, Divas. It is that time again for the high stakes battle that is the Greenhouse Draft. Last season, Matthew Papa walked away with the prize that was a spot on the cast of season 10 All Stars 2. And tonight we are playing for another spot on season 10 of the Greenhouse. So everybody's on edge, including me. But we have a big premiere to talk about, and we have just a lot of laughs to be had and shared between us all. I can't wait. I'm Taylor Luke. I am the creator, producer, host, editor, and just general fun engineer behind the Greenhouse. I created the game in quarantine in 2020, and here we are today talking about this bullshit now. So I'm going to slowly introduce our drafters. First up is an icon of the LRG community. It's Santi. What's up? Hi.
Hi, Taylor. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, what LRG would you like to shout out before we get started tonight?
I wouldn't say icon of LRG, maybe minis, but I'm still dipping my feet in LRGs. I would like to give a shout out to Survivor New York. They have my heart. They are my people. And of course, The Mall New York, which I just played last May. They had a podcast last night. If you guys missed it, check it out.
Check it out. Shout out to everyone in New York who's streaming right now. All of you, I see the viewer count right now. It's fierce. All right, next up, another legend. I'm picking who it's gonna be. I'm gonna pick my fave, Mackenzie.
Hey, hi.
Why? Oh my goodness. What would you like to say, if anything?
So I would like to shout out Survivor Bloomington and Survivor Pennsylvania. Those were a lot of fun. If you're not familiar, you should check those out. But tonight we're here to talk about the Greenhouse.
Absolutely. We love our Survivor girls. Truly our roots to stick with gardens. All right, John, I'm going to call you in.
Wonderful.
Hi, how's it going? I believe you just started a new recap series on here.
Yes, we're going to be doing a recap series for Surviving Maine. The episodes will start to premiere next week, so keep an eye out for that.
Iconic. Keep an eye out for Survivor Maine. Or is it Surviving Maine? I missed it. Sorry.
Surviving Maine, yeah.
Surviving Maine. Fierce. Yeah, I want to get that title right. All right, next up, Dylan Zahner. Hi.
Hi,
Coming
Flops.
live from his house.
Girl, I wish. No, I'm on vacation right now, and that's how dedicated I am to the cause. I was like, you know what? Let me just log onto this laptop real quick because I got things to say.
All right, and I have ears to listen. And now our final drafter, a legend in the LRG community, is Blizz. Hi.
I'm still coping with the fact that you just called Mackenzie your favorite. So, like, there's a lot there. There's just a lot.
Look, it is a dog-eat-dog world in the Greenhouse, and it is the same for the draft. So ultimately, the game is a favoritism competition from me, and I do rig the competition behind the scenes. The same is true tonight. So if anything, you're trying to make me laugh and impress me. Is there anything you want to plug, Blizz?
I'm a Twitch streamer. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Blizz. If you like piss, figure it out.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I have no response to that. So tonight, we are going to be doing the Greenhouse 6 draft, and in true Greenhouse fashion, we will be doing an auction draft. All 5 of these drafters have 50 seeds, and they will be using those seeds to bid on the players. Whoever bids the highest on each player will recruit that player onto their team. So one person could get 11 people if everyone else just isn't vibing. So it is about how confident you are in each person. It is winner take all. You must get the winner. If you don't have the winner, you might you're blocked from the next auction, from the next draft. So this is your one shot with me. So it should be fun. I'm going to randomize the first person up for grabs. We're going to do bids. Then that person will be recruited. We'll talk about the player. And then the person who wins each player will choose the next Greenhouse 6 contestant that is up for grabs. So there's a lot of strategy if you want to try to flush people out or whatever. But yeah, do we have any questions from us or from the audience of 0 so far? I have a feeling some people are going to watch it after the fact. We'll get there. It's fine. So period. irandom.org, a list of the names, and the first name on the list is. Oh wait. First, let me put up my PowerPoint. I'll be organized by the time we get rolling. I promise. So graphic design is my passion. I'm going to click to add subtitle really quick. If you have 50 seeds, I will keep track of your seed count here, and I have the players organized by the teams they were on in episode 1. So we have the green team with Josh, Piglet, Taylor, and Zach. The blue team with Blythe, Elise, Kareem, and Rita. The red team with Emily, Matt, Oscar, and Zakai. And the purple team with Alex, Johnny, Kiera, and Thomas. So yeah, I say we just jump right in. We'll get to it. The first name on the random.org that I ran was Emily. So the first player up for grabs is Miss Emily Paddock, veteran.
Can I? I'm gonna put 5 seeds in.
All right, 5 seeds
Emily.
in. Does anyone jump in?
I would like to put 9 seeds in for Emily.
9.
I'll go
seeds.
10.
10.
13.
I'm out.
I'll go 14.
I'll pass.
20.
I'll look for my blood out the game.
I'm out.
All right,
21.
Oh.
Ooh.
26.
30.
Oh, you got me squirming in my seat. Ooh, I really like Emily. You know what? I'm out.
Okay. So for 30 seeds, Santi, you get Emily. Congrats. So clearly you feel very strongly about this pick. Tell us about it.
Emily's a freaking icon. She's won competitive events, and she's my Survivor New York alumni sister. So of course I got to support her.
Oh.
And she said a line last night that really resonated with me. It was, I like to make the game more difficult for others and more fun for me. And that is how I play. So I had to do anything to pick her. When I heard that, I was like, I'm just going to go broke.
Gonna make it happen. All right, fierce.
That makes sense.
Liz, I believe you were the first out. Are you down on Emily or just not 30 seeds in?
I will agree. Like, I feel like Emily might be the secret villain behind this season or whatever, because I did like her introduction, like making things difficult for other people. I love that energy. I think she might Icarus herself and fly too close to the sun here. So I'm not going to put all my seeds in. I think people are going to see how much of a threat she is a little bit early. I don't know. But I also kind of want her to betray her boyfriend for like good drama. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have dropped out so early. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. John, what are your thoughts on Emily?
The price just went up way too high, way too quickly. I like Emily, but before I knew it, the price is already up to 15. And for the first one, it's a risk, but I didn't know if I wanted to take that risk right away on the round 1.
Totally fair. Mackenzie, Emily's coming in with her boyfriend. How do you think it changes the game to be playing with your partner?
I think if people start to piece that together, she could be a really big target, but that's not the reason that I didn't want to bid 30. I just think that she is going to be perceived as a target early on in general. So 30 was a little crazy for me.
And Dylan, any comments on Emily?
Yeah, I will say I have 3 winner picks. She was one of the 3, but she was probably the 3rd on that list. Only
Wait, who are your other
because
2?
I'm not gonna say them. We'll wait. We'll let the seeds roll where they may. We'll let the seeds roll where they may, baby. I will say I think that she has a clear advantage. I think like she understands the game and she also understands like people because of the fact that she's played these things before. I absolutely think that she would be willing to throw her boyfriend under the bus if needed. I just got that vibe. I got that energy. Like I feel like she'll throw him under the bus the minute she needs to in order to get further. But I do agree with you, Blizz. She does scream target, especially mid game. Like she would be someone to watch out for.
Fierce. Do we have any other comments or thoughts about Emily in her first episode here?
I'm about to be broke.
No, you
I
have
don't
your
know.
heart in the cards or your heart in the seeds. That works.
I think Emily came across great in her first episode. I think anybody who's traveling all the way to Lafayette, specifically Louisiana from New York, put in a lot of prep. So shout out to Emily. So happy to have you on the season. Okay, so who got Emily? Santi. Who is the next player up for grabs? We have 3 people left on the red team: Matt, Oscar, and Zakai. 4 people on the purple team: Alex, Johnny, Kiara, and Thomas. On the blue, we have Blythe, Elise, Kareem, and Rita. And on green, we have Josh, Piglet, Taylor, and Zach. I've been stalling for you. Who would you like to fiercely have the group bid on next?
Wait, who's picking?
Santi, I think.
Oh,
I was waiting for it because I was like, I'm pretty sure Santi doesn't know, but let's see how long this
That
goes.
was fierce.
I can pick anybody next, right?
Anybody.
Let's go with Josh.
All right, we got Josh B, not Piglet, but Josh B. Do I hear anybody wanting to recruit Josh for their team?
I'll
do a seed.
start with I'll do 3 seeds. I don't know. Wait, Mackenzie, what number did you say?
I said 1. I was starting it.
Okay, I'll do 3 seeds.
Okay,
Bump it to
3
4.
seeds for Josh. Okay, we got 4 from John,
I'll do 5.
5 from Santi. 25% of Santi's seeds on the table.
Listen, do we really want him to have 2 people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or do we
I'm
want
fine with that because that's less money.
That's true.
Close to being broke.
It's close, yeah, close enough to be a broke. I'm fine with that.
All right, 5 seeds on Josh. Going once.
I love you, Josh. Just
Going twice.
Be broke.
All right, congratulations, Santi. You are down to 25 seeds, and you have 2 players on your team. Oh, sorry, you're down to 15. Sorry, even less. But you get Josh on your team. Let me go add him right next to Emily. So I sense some general hesitation from the group. I would like to hear more about that.
all right. So here's my take on Josh. My literal notes for him were cutie, seems very likable, is absolutely not prepared for this game, and I'm guessing is an early out. That is sorry, Josh. I hope I'm wrong, but when you said that you had not watched, I think Josh had said they had not watched any previous Greenhouse. I was like, ooh, baby, that's not a good sign.
Correct.
Yeah. What's really funny is that you wrote that Josh is a cutie. I also wrote Josh is a cutie. But I was like, wow, that's really funny. I do feel like he might be relying on vibes and charisma, and that's going to be his fatal downfall. So I personally don't really want him on my team as much because he reminds me of, for Survivor fans out there, Caleb from season 45 of Survivor, how he was very charismatic. And people wanted him to get out immediately because of that. I could see that easily happening with Josh.
The only thing that I was going off of was that he just wanted to go for the other Josh because there can only be one. And I was like, I don't like the logic there.
It's there for the memes, but I mean, he's got great personality. I think people might cling to him at the start, but I don't see him getting the win. Sorry if I'm wrong.
We'll have to see. Because famously, I think he said Josh B comes before Josh P, and I don't know what that means.
It's
Yeah.
giving messy.
Yeah,
It's giving messy.
All right, but Santi, you are the one who claimed Josh for yourself. So what's the best case for Josh here?
Truthfully, Josh was not on my list. I was trying to get you guys up in seats, and that backfired. So I did. What I wrote down for Josh was mustache, like
Yeah.
digging the stash. I don't know if that's going to help him in the game. I don't know. I don't know if that's a winner there. Sorry, Josh.
All right, fierce. So we've got strong branding, messiness, cool guy, but likely early out. Needless to say, iconic premiere for Josh. We loved it. But anyway, Josh is really cool. I'm so happy he's here. He works in the news. He lived in Houston at the time of filming. I think he's in Louisiana now. Very cool to have him. He is the boyfriend of season 1 contestant Bryce. For any longtime Greenhouse fans out there. Dylan, did you get your Uber Eats successfully? Oh, he wasn't listening. Sorry. The joke flopped. Anyway, Santi, now you are up again. And to be clear, this is Santi.
I know.
Who is the next person up for grabs?
Let's make it interesting. Let's pick Carlos.
Carlos. Do you mean Oscar?
Carlos. Oh my god! And that is it is not my day.
You're good. So
Yeah, Oscar. Sorry, Oscar.
So next up is my husband. Shout out to husbands and shout out to Pride Month. My husband Oscar. Do I hear anybody itching?
Also, shout out to Nepo babies.
Yeah, Nepo babies. I love that quote.
That was funny.
I'll put a seat in for Oscar.
I'll do 5.
Let's do 3. Oh,
I'll do 6.
Oh. Six
go-
going once. Oh,
go
7.
7.
Oh,
oh.
Wait, who said that? Sorry.
Both John and Mackenzie have
Em said
7.
it first.
I'm gonna need someone to break the tie.
I'll go 8.
8 on Oscar. Once. Twice. All right. Congratulations, Dylan. You get Oscar on your team for 8 seeds. Talk us through the pick while I set up my PowerPoint magic.
Yeah. So I think that Oscar is a very social person, and I feel like he is going to come into the game already with a target on his back if people know that he is in a relationship, obviously, with Taylor. My thing is I think there's a few people in the game who know who Oscar is, and I think he can leverage those relationships to help him. I really liked what Oscar said in the first episode, where he was basically like, I'm going to work with people I don't know. And so he's building relationships with people he doesn't know. And he also has these established relationships with people he already does know that he can pull on, which is very powerful in Greenhouse. So I think he was not in my top 3 winner picks, but I was like, you know what? Let me just snatch up Oscar here because I trust in Oscar.
And me too, by the way. John, what do you have to say about Oscar? What was your first impression?
No, I love the vibes from Oscar. I worry that he's going to get targeted, and whether it's because of the connection with Taylor or he has his head on straight. I mean, he seems to like he knows what's going on with the game, and is he able to control that throughout the game and like be able to hide that fact a little bit, or is he just going to get targeted early on. I don't know. That's well, I have a lot of positives, but a couple question marks.
Yeah, fair. Mackenzie, if you walked into the house and saw Oscar with a wedding ring on, not to over push the husband narrative, sorry. But what are you thinking? Are you gunning for him? And be
I'm
careful.
not gonna. No,
I don't know.
no, I'm not gunning for him, and I do bet that Oscar makes it at least pretty deep. But I have had the same concerns with everyone else that his connection might backfire against him. And then also just for the one time that we were playing Secret Hitler and he tried to lie to me and I caught him, I was like, I don't know. Fine.
Fair. So we have some experience with game nights with Oscar in the room. Santi, what do you think?
I have the same concerns that everybody else has. I think it's an interesting strategy to work with new people that don't know him, because once the information eventually will come out that you guys are married, I feel like it's going to lose trust with them. So I think it almost benefits him if he came out with it very early on and was upfront about it. He could last longer, but I don't know. I feel like he's an early jury boot.
Fair. Blizz, any last comments on Oscar in his first episode?
Not really. I love Oscar, but I do think that with that comment of him working with people that he doesn't know, I think he's gonna have too many eyes on him. And to me, that could be very scary. And you could choke under that pressure of what information you're telling who and like what alliances you're creating with who. Plus the whole information of like that is your husband. That could be a little bit tricky. Like you're dating someone who crafted this game. You're married to someone who's crafted this game.
Yeah.
That could be a little bit dangerous. You know the ins and outs.
We'll famously have to see. Okay, so Dylan, you get to pick the next contestant that's up for grabs.
All right. Next up, we're gonna do Matt.
All right, shout out to Matt. We love Matt. He was cast 5 hours before the game started at 2 a.m. And here he is joining us for a whole season. Do I hear any bids on Matt?
5.
5 on Matt.
6.
8.
9.
It is
Okay,
super weird when people are bidding, and I'm sitting here like, no, I'm not. I'm out.
Round it up to 10.
I'll give that to Mackenzie. You said it before I did.
Okay.
Round it up to
9.
10.
Okay, up to 10 for John. 10 going once. Going twice. All right, congratulations, John. You get your first teammate, Matt. So 10 seeds, that's a pretty big bid. What makes you so confident in Matt?
One, I always just love me a last minute player because I know that they're going to be giving it their all, especially a player like Matt. I've seen him be a mole and literally destroy everybody. I've been hosted by Matt, and the brain that he has is just amazing to just watch what he can do. And he can pull people in like it's nothing. So it seems like he knows the game too. So even though he was last minute, he knew what he was coming into.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt is brilliant. Matt has since helped me with production on other seasons, potentially coming soon. So I am obsessed with Matt. He has always done me right. And he also makes board games and card games. He gave me a copy. I will give a shout out in the comments for that. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but he's fierce. Everyone go support Matt. So iconic. Santi, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like the board game creator thing would make him overthink the game, so I didn't even put him on my top list. Sorry, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like he's one of those players that might outthink himself, but I don't know his history like John does, so now I'm interested to see how he's going to play this game.
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair. The greenhouse has a lot of buttons and levers, and I think it's easy to overthink it. So he could get cute here. Liz, what are your thoughts on that?
I know Matt. When you know a smart player, you know a smart player. And to me, I feel like there's a lot of observant people and paranoid people in the house, and that's going to affect Matt's like game. So I don't see him lasting. I don't want to say not lasting super long. Like I definitely see him lasting till Jerry, but I do not see this being the winner, or do not see Matt being the winner for this. So I didn't put my bid in or seeds in.
Fierce. That was a solemn fierce.
Thank you.
Mackenzie, share your thoughts.
Yeah, same thing. I know Matt. I know he's smart. I know he's really good at. He is very good socially in a very seamless way where it doesn't come off as overly threatening. But I do feel like the strategic part could catch up to him. I did want him on my team, but there's like a couple people I'm waiting for. So I'm holding on. Mhm.
All right, Dylan. Matt's, I think, one of the first people on here who has a pretty significant strategic move in the first episode.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about Matt? One, grabbing the Snapdragon so early in the challenge, and two, what do you think about his nomination approach?
Okay, so Matt put up Zakai.
Correct.
And I get where Matt's mentality was on putting Zakai up out of everyone that was on his team. My approach to Matt my approach to Matt is that I think he can win this game, but his path to victory is not making moves, at least now, because I feel like I've met Matt before, and Matt is a very sweet guy and will tell people that he makes games. Like I feel like it's something he's very passionate about. It will come out at some point, and that's going to put a target on his back because people need literally the simplest little things to target you in Greenhouse. I think he needs to lay low, and I think he needs to like not do much. And the fact that he grabbed Snapdragon first episode is a bit concerning. So that's why I think like he'll probably make it to jury and not end up winning.
Yeah, he was the only one to grab it who wasn't left one by default, which I
Yeah.
think is pretty significant. In general, what did we think of the first challenge?
Sickening! I loved
was good.
it.
Yeah.
It was a good challenge.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was a fun way to get everybody on their feet early on. I like the idea that the people who contribute the least to their teams are the ones who get the most power. And Matt was the only one who played the Snapdragon how I thought he would. If I don't get a flower, I'm absolutely nominating a teammate to make sure it's not me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It surprised me there. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into more of the decisions as we go along. Do we have any final comments on Matt or his moves in the first episode? Fierce. Okay, so John, you get to pick the next contestant who's up for grabs.
All right. I'm gonna pick one that's actually been in the comments and is requested to see how far that they can get up there in terms of the count. Let's pick Miss Taylor.
All right. Taylor is up for grabs. Do I hear any bids on Taylor?
5 seeds.
-1. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Taylor.
6.
6. Wait, who said 6?
I said,
Oh, sorry.
Santi said 6.
7.
8.
How many seeds do you have, Santi?
Enough.
Ooh!
Santi's got 15 left.
Thank-
Cool.
thank-
Then I'll
thank-
stop. I'll stop here.
Wait, what was the bet at?
I
That
think
was
we're
at
at 8 for Santi.
I'll go 9.
10.
Dylan, I would stop.
I don't know. Taylor is pretty cool. I think y'all are sleeping on Taylor. Yeah, I'll stop there.
All right, going once.
You're right. 14. Let's go.
Ooh.
All right, 15. We're going for broke.
Cool. That's what I wanted. Thank you.
I was waiting for it.
That's it.
All right, 15 seeds on Taylor. Once. Twice. All right, I'm calling it. Santi, you get your final teammate and successfully spend all 50 of your seeds. Okay,
That's a
so Santi.
That's a good trio, though. You got a good
That is a
trio.
That's a good trio. I'm still mad you got Emily.
Now that you're broke, how do you feel about this Taylor recruitment?
It was worth every penny. Taylor is my girl. We played Survivor New York together. We drove to the camp together. We had a dream, and then we were split into different tribes, and we never spoke again. And it was tragic. And when I saw her in this cast, and then you asked me to draft, it was her and Emily that I had to have on my team. So I was willing to go broke for them too.
There you have it. Do you know if Taylor and Emily know each other going into this?
I have no clue.
I don't remember either. I think that they're like
We may, but I don't.
but anyway, so yeah, solid pick. Taylor is a seasoned veteran of these types of games. She famously has done our draft. So her casting in the greenhouse has been a long time coming. Oh, Taylor says the answer is no. She said she never met Emily in her life. Anyway,
I better get a thank you, Taylor.
I believe she won an LRG award for like what, smartest person? Strategist, yeah. So
I believe
she's
that.
strong strategically, which absolutely helps in the greenhouse. It's a very tactical game. Mackenzie, what were your takeaways on Taylor from her first episode?
I've never met Taylor, but I have heard of her reputation. So my thought again, and when I watched the Greenhouse podcast, she was one of the members, right?
Yeah, she was on like 3 of them.
Yeah. So and did she say she was a lawyer or she was graduating law school?
Yeah, she just graduated law school.
So these are all things that I would want to get rid of someone for right away. So that's kind of what I had in mind. I was like, she's definitely capable, but I don't know. I would either want to work with her or want her out early.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's my point too. In the episode, I'm pretty sure she just told Thomas and Zach, "Yeah, I'm graduating law school," and I was like, "Oh, so we're openly admitting that." Okay, so that's why I was like, I could bet on her and I'd be fine, but I'm not gonna dive in for her here. But I feel like she's gonna make it a jury and be fine.
To me, like, I guess this is because I went to law school. I'm just not intimidated by the lawyers. But what was more shocking of a reveal to me was, oh yes, I've played Survivor before.
Yes.
And I my
Oh, yeah.
ACL. Not to laugh at the injury, but it's just a very intense thing to kind of reveal immediately.
Yeah.
I like that she was very forward of like, I'm a threat. Here's why I'm a threat. So
Yeah.
play.
It's better that than like, I mean, she knows she's a recognizable name at this point in these types of games. Like, especially if she kind of has an idea who like Johnny and Emily are, like her business can get leaked pretty quickly. So I guess I would focus on an injury if I was her. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Taylor?
Yeah, the reason why I said people are sleeping on Taylor is because I fully understood her strategy coming into this. She is a recognizable name. As someone that has literally never played an LRG before, I knew who Taylor was. Her name, like, I guess I must follow enough people who knew who Taylor was, because when I saw her face, I was like, oh shit, okay, I recognize her. She's coming in playing as a shield. Like, she knows for a fact she's like upping her threat game, and people can use that, or she can use that to her advantage. I think she's a very easy person to put up, which is very scary. I don't see her winning. I hope she wins. She's great. She seems very likable, but I feel like there's too many people who understand orgs and LRGs that will immediately know that we can't let this girl get to the end, or she will win. She'll talk her way into winning.
I will say one point for her is that she does do the Greenhouse podcast. In fact, I think right after the season filmed, she did the All Stars podcast. I think so she knows her way around the game, which I think is one of the bigger hurdles for new players like this season. I mean, especially compared to Josh, who has not seen a second of the show fiercely. I think one other part about Taylor's first episode that's worth mentioning is I think that she was very team oriented and very team leadery during the strategizing as far as what packages to pick. So ultimately, the green team has 10 seeds together, which is pretty iconic for the first week. So, John, do you have any comments on just tactically? Do you think moving as a group in that first challenge is the way to go?
I mean, we saw like what they were, like you just said, they got 10 seeds. I mean, I think they're going to be able to wreak some havoc early on. I picked Taylor to be this next person because I figured somebody was going to spend a lot of bank. And I love Taylor. Taylor has an awesome personality, and I think she's definitely going to go really far. It's how much is her threat level going to either hurt or help her in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. The greenhouse has a lot of avenues to protect yourself. I think it's very possible for strong players to get to the end game, but once you get to the end game, it's about finding shields and getting those people to trust you to bring you to the end. So we'll see what she's capable of. If anything, she might flop or get medevaced. I haven't seen her ACL since. Sorry. I think she would be okay with me joking about that. I don't know. I do know. I'm good friends with Taylor. But anyway, shout out to Taylor. So Santi is out of it, but like can still comment throughout. Taylor is safe this round. Well, yeah. I was the one who said that she might go out this round. But anyway.
Thanks.
Okay. So Santi, one more time, I'm going to throw it to you. Who's the next person? Taylor was offended, so I'm going to put a notes app apology on the Greenhouse Instagram following this podcast. Okay, so Santi, who is the next player up for grabs?
Let's do Blythe.
Yes. All right, Blythe is on the table. Do I hear anyone interested in recruiting Blythe?
I'll put a seed in.
I'll do 2.
All right, 5 from Mackenzie. Going once.
I'll go 6.
Oh, 6 from Dylan.
7.
7 from Mackenzie. Going once. Twice.
I'll go 8.
9.
Oh my goodness. 9 on Blythe. Going once. Twice. I'm going to call it. Congratulations, Mackenzie. You have recruited Blythe onto your team. Talk us through the pick.
I would have spent it all on Blythe. I don't know. I just have a really good vibe about her. I think that she's going to be able to play a really good under the radar game. She already has a few connections coming in. But I think that she's very attentive, and I think she could win it.
Yeah, Blythe is iconic. I'm going to throw on the table that in high school, she was a national champion in persuasive speaking. So shout out to that. Blizz, what was your reaction to Blythe from her first episode?
God, I loved Blythe, but I did not want Blythe on my team for this. I think it was the quote, "I don't trust people and I could make up a fake identity." And I went, oh, so we're paranoid. Okay. But that's also relatable because I would play the same game being like, I don't have to tell these people anything. I mean, I used the name Blizz for goodness sake. I'm good. I made a fake identity. Also, I kind of got more paranoia from her when she was making comments about Thomas, like not
Yeah.
trusting Thomas or something like that. And then also it went to Alex really quickly too. And I went, there's so much paranoia. But I do find her to be fucking hilarious. Like when she said, when I'm in big groups, I want to ask questions like, do you believe in ghosts? Or something. And I said, that is so funny. She's comedy gold and so funny. And I can definitely see her using her comedy to go a lot further. But I didn't want her on my team for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I am so thrilled Blythe is on the season. I've been trying to cast her for forever, and she pops on the screen just as I expected her to. Dylan, what were your thoughts on Blythe's first episode?
Yeah, I agree with Mackenzie. I think Blythe is coming into the game with a huge advantage, knowing I think it was Zakai and Kiara. Was that
Yeah.
Kira? Sorry, Kira. She already knew two people into the coming into the game, and she also has the advantage. I don't know if Oscar knows her as well because she's a friend of the Luke family. So I don't know if there's like a relationship there that she could maybe pull on and say like, "Hey, I'm literally friends with your husband." So I think that like there's a lot of cards that she can play. I think there were two apprehensions I had. One was the paranoia. I picked up on that, Blizz. I was like, yeah, I feel if you're already paranoid episode 1, it's going to only ramp up as you get further into the game. And the second was she had said that she does not play games like this. I don't know if that was true, but she did say it in the confessional. I don't know how prepared she is for Greenhouse, but I just hope that she doesn't get overrun in this game because I feel like there are a lot of gamers in season 6.
Yes, there certainly are. John, what are your thoughts? Is Blythe too green for the greenhouse?
I love the way you worded that. No, I love her energy. And I love exactly what Mackenzie said. She's playing. I can see her playing a smooth, under the radar game and sailing pretty far in this game. And Taylor just hit the nail on the head that she'd let Blythe run her over with a car twice. She's got that smile, she's got that personality, but if she doesn't know the game and she gets too paranoid, I can see her just making one too many wrong moves if she gets too paranoid.
Fierce. And Santi, you have no dog in this fight anymore. But how are you feeling about Blythe if she would have come up in the first 4 people?
When Blythe said she was a professional liar, I was like, okay, here we go, chaos. But I think those lies are going to get caught up with her really quickly, and it's kind of everyone else has said, like it's going to be a detriment to her game. Maybe her connections will help her, but I don't see her going far. But I think while we have her, it's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Blythe is one of the people who takes the assignment as a reality television competition. So I think she wants to feel that fantasy just as much as the game itself. But yes, Blythe, so excited to have you here. I think she is a fierce pick in this draft. But regardless, we're going to keep moving forward. So Mackenzie, which Greenhouse 6 contestant is up for grabs next?
What was the girl's name in the fun shirt?
Zakai? I'm assuming this fun shirt?
Yeah.
All right. Last member of the red team, Zakai. She's got a lot going on in her melon. Do I have anyone bidding seeds on Zakai?
I'm definitely putting a seed in for Zakai.
I'll do 2.
I'll do 3.
I'll do 4.
I'll
do 5.
Wait, does Santi have chips left?
No, Santi doesn't.
Oh.
Does not.
Okay, I'll do 6. We can just count. I'm fine counting.
7.
Okay.
8.
Eight on Zakai. Going once. Twice. I'm gonna call it. Congratulations, Blizz. You have recruited your first player, Zakai. Talk us through the pick.
Do you know, like, when you meet someone who's scrappy and you just know they're scrappy? This is the exact energy that I'm getting. It's reminding me of Tiffany from the previous season of Survivor, where it's like, you know, you're gonna make it pretty far. I don't know if you're gonna make it to the end, but like, I'm gonna hope. That shirt reads amazing. The vibes read amazing. The introduction video where she's just like fooling around, just like making movements and stuff. I was like, this is comedy queen. Like, you should be fine here for a bit. I'm hoping you're a winner, but I feel like your comedy and social game is gonna be it. And also, if anyone betrays you, I feel like you're gonna have something to say. And I love that energy. I love that spark.
No,
Intimidation is a social factor here too. So
I am obsessed with Zakai. So funny. I do want to give a shout out. She was on Olympia, previous cast member Dylan's show, not Dylan Zahner, but Dylan Strassner from seasons 4 and 5. And she competed on that and made it to the finale. So she does have some experience with these kinds of games. I do think this is her second experience though. She's so funny. She has the line that I laugh at the most personally. If there's a surface, my ear is gonna be on it. So, that was fierce of her. Santi, what are your thoughts on Zakai?
That line cracked me up too. I feel like Zakai is going to be the busybody, and it's going to be the one that has the most amount of information, just because of her personality, and kind of like Blizz said, like she's scrappy. Like I feel like she's going to make it pretty deep into the game just based off of who she is. Like she's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, no, I think that's all fair. John, Zakai did end the episode on the block. How do you feel about her chances moving into episode 2?
And like we've been saying, she's scrappy. I think she's gonna be able to talk her way out. And like Blizz was saying, she's got that personality, and if somebody says the wrong thing, she won't mind snapping right back at somebody. But I also fear that she may snap at the wrong time, and that might turn somebody off. But she's got that awesome personality. She's funny as all hell, and that's my type of player. And that's what I was considering going a bit higher, but it seemed like Blizz was just going to keep going. So
you should have just had him keep going.
yeah.
Dylan, what's your take on Zakai in her first episode?
I love Zakai. I want to be Zakai's friend. Zakai, if you're here, girl, hit me up. Let's hang out. You seem like a ton of fun. No, I really, really like her. And Zakai is someone that, like, if I was in an LRG, I would gravitate towards Zakai and want to work with someone like Zakai. Like, the vibes are off the chart. She seems to understand this game. One thing that I wrote down, the quote I love from her, while iconic, the surface quote, I love, I'm a hot mess, but at least I'm hot. And that alone sold me on Zakai through and through. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't put more seeds in for Zakai.
And not to mention, she got to display her extremely persuasive confidence when she called that she was done with the puzzle, and production just let her keep going, despite her being incorrect.
I loved it.
Mackenzie, did you pick up on that confidence?
Yeah, I did. She said done, and then she had turned around and good. That was it. I would have believed it.
Do you have any other comments on Zakai?
Not too much more than what everyone else said. I think her personality and her sense of humor is going to take her so far. I also could see John's point. Maybe she has like an emotional reaction to something, but I think more so maybe someone cuts her before final 3, because I could see her being people's pick.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I think Zakai is the ideal contestant for my shows, honestly, because we take the game seriously, but also like it's all funny and very tongue in cheek. And I feel like She fits the vibe of the show perfectly. So anyway, shout out to Zakai. Come to Austin. Let's queen out. But anyway, so the red team is done for. So we have some more players up for grabs. Who got Blizz? Who is the next player up for grabs?
Let's go with Elise.
All right. Here we have a Luke Game alum, Elise. Do we have any bids on Elise?
I'll put a seat in for Elise.
Let's go 3.
All right. 3 for John.
I'll go 4.
I'll go 5.
6.
I'm gonna go 7.
That's like 8.
All right. 8 going once.
I'll go 9.
All right. 9 on Elise.
10.
10 on Elise.
I'll take 11.
11 on Elise.
I'll take 12.
Is this one of yours in the circle or the 3 that you have, Dylan?
You'll have to see.
Let's go
It's like
13.
I'll take 14. That's fine.
All right. 14 going once. Going twice. All right, I'm gonna call it. Congratulations, Blizz. You have recruited Elise. But first, I need to go import the. How much did you get Zakai for?
8. And then this one is 14?
This was 14, so 38, 28. Okay, fierce.
so quick with math. Oh my god.
I know. But anyway, you just recruited Elise. That's a pretty big payday. So talk us through the pick.
Okay, I'm gonna read my notes real quick, and I promise this is all a compliment. Elise gives me personality hire vibes, and I mean this in the nicest way possible because she is the girl that you want to keep in the game because she's so sweet and so funny, and I think she's gonna play that very well this season. I also, one of my favorite lines was when she was introducing herself, and she goes, "I've been trampled," and then everyone just laughs, and I'm like, that is so funny because like why would you say that? And it's at that point I'm like, no, I need to have her on my team. That is hilarious here. I think like because she's so sweet and so funny too, and people like what she's saying, she should be able to make it pretty far in the game. But it could be a downside there too. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to give a shout out. She is an alumnus of our games. She has never placed outside of the top 5, and she is the winner of Big Brother 14. So shout out to her. John, you were in the ring for a while. What are your thoughts on Elise?
No, it's just the same exact thing. I mean, that line, that was the perfect icebreaker. I mean, if you don't know people, you want to get people talking to you out the gate. That's a what the fuck did you just say type of moment. And it's you're going to have people asking you questions from there. And she's got that awesome personality to continue on through the game. I didn't realize she was an alum, but hearing that, I'm actually upset that I didn't go even further.
Yeah,
that she hasn't placed outside the top 5. So,
and to add to her accolades, Santi, she is our first son. Wait, did she win? What was going on? What did she get?
Yeah, she got Rose.
Okay, that's what I thought. She's our first Rose. What are your thoughts on her leaving the episode with power as well?
I honestly I didn't pay attention to Elise during the game. I saw she didn't make an impact for me as with the introduction, so I didn't really, as I was taking notes because I was doing multiple things. I don't got an answer for you this month.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. No impact is an impact for the draft. Mackenzie, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I was hoping to maybe see a little bit more of like what her strategy intended to be, but it looked like she did really well socially, and then it also seemed like she was very helpful during the challenge. And I think getting Rose early isn't really gonna affect her too much as long as she still kind of stays under the radar. I also didn't know that she was alum. I would have bid more if I knew, but it's fine.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. And I do think she kind of dodged a bullet by getting Alex to pass the Snapdragon to someone other than her to avoid 2 back-to-back nominations. Dylan, did you catch anything from Elise's play this episode?
Yeah, I love you, Elise. I was actually, I thought Elise was not going to go very far at the early start of this episode. Just like I something about her introduction, I was just like, I just don't see it. And then as she played the game, I was like, oh, I misread her so hard. The fact that she made that plea to Alex very early on, I was like, oh, she knows what she's doing. Like, she's being very logical about this. She's coming to another gamer in the game and saying, like, hey, if you do that, I'm assuming it'll be like a situation where it's like, you do this for me, maybe I can, like, you know, help you out later down the line. My one fear with Elise is I feel like she's the type of gamer that needs to, I keep saying this, she needs to lay low early. And I think getting Rose, I agree with you, Mackenzie, it's not going to like hurt her too much. But by getting Rose, she's not getting seeds. And there are so many seeds early in the game that I feel like it is very easy to turn this on Elise because of the fact that she is a Rose so early. So I think she's got an uphill battle from here.
Viewers, we have a bunch of reactions to Elise tonight. Do we have any other thoughts before we keep it pushing? Fierce. Okay, so Blizz, you choose the next contestant who is up for grabs.
Let's go with some energy. Let's go with Thomas.
All right, we have Thomas, marine biologist, up for grabs.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Oh, no. I was just talking about how they were talking about marine iguanas. I don't believe Thomas has any scientific background.
I was like, a marine biologist that plays D&D?
All right, do we have any bids on Thomas?
3.
3.
4.
4 on Thomas.
5.
6.
6 going once.
7.
7.
8.
Elizabeth sitting pretty.
Yeah.
8 going once.
9.
10.
10 seeds on Thomas.
11.
11 seeds on Thomas.
What do y'all know that I don't know?
That's how I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling.
11 going once.
12.
12 seeds on Thomas. Yes, Thomas works in in event planning and floral arrangements.
Oh, okay.
So very topical. 12 going once.
Take it.
Going twice. I'm going to call it. Congratulations, Mackenzie. You have recruited Thomas onto your team. Joining Blythe. Okay, so talk us through the pick.
Damn, Mackenzie's got good ones.
So yeah, I don't know who mentioned energy. I think it was Blizz, but he just seems like he wants to know everything that's going on. He's paying attention to everyone, what everyone's talking about. Their vibe changes. It feels like, I don't know. I just think that he's going to gather a lot of information, which is going to give him this social currency in the game to stay in. I don't think that he comes off as a threat. I think people might look at him like, we can get him out whenever, but I think that he's going to make it pretty far.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think For our newbie seasons, many of them have been won by strong personalities like Thomas, and people who aren't necessarily very experienced in the LRG realm. So I think he absolutely fits the personality of the type of people who have won our newbie seasons before. Dylan, I want to hear from you. You had some strong reactions to the bidding up there?
I was a little shocked, and here's why. Thomas, I think Thomas, shockingly, had the most confessional. Not shockingly, he was very entertaining. Had the most confessionals in episode 1. I don't know if that's on purpose or it's just because he's so likable. And I think it's mostly because he's very, very likable. If he is brand new to LRGs, I would not have gotten that vibe because the way he was moving in this game made it seem like he has played these games many times over. I want to be Thomas's friend. We have very similar interests. He seems super cool. I think that Blythe, said that they wanted to work with Thomas, but Thomas said that he was nervous about Blythe. That could cause a little bit of issues down the line. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing that'll actually play out. I just feel like Thomas has the energy of someone that when push comes to shove, if they get nominated, will scramble. And I don't know if Thomas has enough personal relationships in the game going in to be able to scramble against so many people that already know other people in the game.
Fierce. Santi, what was your takeaways on Thomas?
Thomas, for me, it seems like one of those players that's going to gather information, and I think he's ballsy enough to disrupt the status quo when he figures out where the power structure is at. And I think it's going to ultimately backfire on him. I think he's good for the first couple of rounds, but yeah, I did notice too that he had a lot of confessionals, and I was like, hopefully this is not a bad side.
Yeah, no, I always love when people give me a lot to work with on those first couch interviews, just like reacting to the first conversations. He was name dropping like flies. I don't think the producer even asked him any questions.
One more thing that I thought was interesting is he is the only person out of the entire cast that got a reward that meant nothing, because he got the Snapdragon for the green team, and like that is such a huge disadvantage round 1. You literally have like no seat advantage, no banked votes, you have no power in saying who does what, and I think that'll bite him possibly in the ass.
Yeah, it's true. We threw a lot on the table in this first challenge. So a bunch of people have a lot more to offer, alliance and wheel and deal wise, than Thomas does, at least so far. John, what were your thoughts on Thomas?
I mean, I had a lot of the same thoughts of Mackenzie, and that's why we had that wonderful bidding war there, because I loved his reads just on everybody. And I can see him trying to just analyze everybody left and right. And like Santi said, I can see him gathering that information and trying to turn it against somebody. But I almost see that as more of a positive. And I can see him getting away with it because I don't see people thinking of him as a threat. And they'll just consider him just, well, we can get him out whenever. And they'll take that information and they'll run with that. So I don't know. I mean, I was excited by all of his confessionals, and I'm hoping that we'll get to see a lot more in Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a strong read. I think that even though this is Thomas's first LRG, to my knowledge, he's been in the casting pool for a while, so I know he's very into this. I know he's a big Survivor fan, so he's thought about playing just as much as most of the LRG players. He's just new. Blizz, what are your thoughts on Thomas? You seem to be surprised by the bidding as well.
Yeah, it made me want to start bidding for Thomas. I think Thomas is going to live in a Gretchen Wiener's world where you know a lot of things and a lot of information, and that's why your hair's so big, because you know all that information and stuff like that. But people are going to know that you know all this information. Is that the correct quote? Is that the correct reference?
So.
Is it Regina George?
Yeah,
Not Regina George. It's Gretchen Wieners.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I was watching his hair so big
I
because
just wasn't expecting Mean Girls pull.
Look, hey, expect the unexpected with me. But yeah, I feel like Thomas is gonna have a lot of like information, maybe too much information, and that might be the downfall where you're saying something to the wrong person at that point. And I don't know if Thomas will be able to recover from that unless people are really seeing him as not a threat or anything like that, and they just like let him go past because it's like, oh, we'll deal with him later type of thing. But hopefully, you know, he's playing the game while they're targeting other people. That way he's like building up his own resume. But my heart was in the cards this time for it.
Yeah, totally fair. Do we have any other thoughts on Thomas before we keep going? Very chatty individual. We love it. Okay, cool. So, Mackenzie, which player is up for grabs next?
Let's put Piglet.
All right. Here we go. One of the first cast members to really pull the attention of the comments section, a contestant named Piglet. Do we have any bids on Piglet?
I'll put a seed in.
Let's bump it to 3.
I'll do 4.
25. Okay.
Oh.
Mackenzie, I'll go to you.
5 for Mackenzie.
7.
All right. 7 on Piglet.
I'll do 8.
8. 8 going once. Going twice. All right, I'm going to call it.
That's
Congratulations.
my sister.
Claimed Piglet, for 8 seeds. So let me go update the seed count. Here's minus 8, 3, 4. Okay, iconic. So talk us through what is so appealing about Mudbath Baby Piglet.
Hate everything about that. Okay, listen. Piglet's my sister. I had to, you know, go for my girl, Miss Piglet. Do I think Piglet will win? I think Piglet is set up for success in the early part of the game because Piglet has 2 seeds. That can be a threat, obviously, if those seeds aren't spent early on. Like, you don't want to bank them too early. And I feel like Piglet knows enough people. Now, here's my thing. I wrote this down. For Miss Piglet, I like that they won Greenhouse Online before. But here's my thing. I think Piglet only gets far if Kareem goes early. I think Kareem needs to go home early in order for Piglet to go far, because Kareem will absolutely use the fact that Piglet has won Greenhouse Online before against Piglet. And I'll say it now. I think Kareem's first boot.
Oh.
That's just my personal take. So I think because of this, I think Piglet will go far in the game.
Okay, fierce. We got a lot on the table from Dylan.
Yeah.
Liz, what's your reaction, thoughts, comments, concerns about Piglet?
The reason I didn't bid is actually the reason that Dylan said, because Kareem knows that Piglet has won like Greenhouse Online, and if that information gets out there, then Piglet's done. But I don't know. It's because I don't feel that Kareem might be. Who are the 4 that's nominated, or who are the ones that are nominated right now?
The ones nominated are Alex, who we have not talked about yet, Zakai, and Kareem, who we also have.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. If Kareem goes early, then yeah, maybe I could see Piglet going pretty far. But I think there's a lot of other people in the house that are going to be on to Piglet's ways and social game and make sure that Piglet doesn't make it to the final. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Mackenzie, what's your reaction to Piglet and all of his connections and backstory that he shared with the audience?
I do think Piglet has the potential to make it really far, like even just like based with social game. I do think it comes down to the whole Kareem information getting out, whether it does or doesn't. Also, they have a couple of prior connections as well, besides like just winning online, correct?
Yes, correct. Josh, sorry, I know him as Josh. Piglet and Oscar have both been, we're both on Big Brother 19 with Rita. I believe that's everyone he knows. Also, they carpooled with Elise from Austin, so they know Elise. They got a head start getting to know Elise.
Okay, so that could be a factor too. It's so hard sometimes because just wind of a connection gets out, and that could be your entire
Yeah.
game. So
Right,
it's just
exactly.
risky. Yeah.
Actually, knowing all that, I wouldn't have been as much on on my sister.
All right. John, as a non-relative of Piglet, do you have a more objective analysis?
I mean, yes. I mean, I love Piglet's energy, but it's the whole entirely. We've discussed this a lot already. Winning Greenhouse Online, and if word gets out, people are going to see that as a huge threat right away. And if Kareem is first boot, I can easily see Kareem just trying to blow up Piglet's game on the way out. So,
See that?
who knows?
Fierce. All right, Santi, do you have anything to add?
Piglet was another one I was going to go for broke for.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think he's being underestimated as a player. Hearing his confessional at the beginning where he talked about how Josh P and Josh B sound very similar, and he understands that if you have similar names in these games, it's easy to mix them up where you can accidentally become the target. So he switched his name. So I thought that was very forward thinking in gameplay. I think he can recover if the information gets out that he went online, and he can basically put everyone else's threat level above his and last pretty far. Do we have a winner? I don't think so.
I also thought it was really interesting is I think Piglet gets the second most amount of confessionals in episode 1, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, he does. And I think that, oh wait, what was I gonna say? Dang it, I'm blanking. I had a comment about Piglet. Dang it. Have I not asked anyone about their thoughts while I collect mine?
I think you asked everyone.
Yeah, I did. But anyway, he's also on the green team. He's with the group of people that got 10 seeds. I think that I think it would be interesting if the online rumor got out. I would just throw it off as just like a bullshit 8-player, even though I think it was like 12, foray into the greenhouse. I think Piglet has played a few times before. He's made it very deep. He got 4th and he got 6th, I believe, in Big Brother. And yeah, he's iconic. Very happy to have him here. So any other thoughts on Piglet before we keep moving? Also, I do want to explain the Piglet name. Oh, and that also brings me to my thing. As far as making sure that you're not matching names with someone, I love the move to be the one with kind of the silly name, like the unassuming one. Like as far as just like creating a persona for yourself, like I don't know. I just think psychologically
Pretty
it's
harmless.
difficult to say we have to go for Piglet. Like, you know what I mean? I think that there legitimately is a level to that. Like when I used to play online, I went by the name Doodle for that exact reason.
My god.
So anyway, I just kind of want to give that a shout out. And
I think it's a double-edged sword because Piglet is a name you will always remember, and so I think it's a very easy name to like throw out there.
yeah, that's true. But anyway, and also I believe he was called Piglet because he was a large baby. Anyway, shout out. All right, Dylan. So you get to choose the next contestant who is up for grabs. We have Kareem and Rita, Alex, Johnny and Kiera, and Zach.
Let's go with Johnny. Let's go with Johnny.
All right. Johnny is up for grabs. Do I hear anybody wanting to claim
Go
Johnny?
for a seed.
One from Blizz.
I would have done
Santi has nothing I can accept.
I'll go 2 seeds.
2 for Dylan.
3.
I'll go 4.
5.
5 on Johnny. Going once. Going twice. I'm going to call it. Congratulations, Mackenzie. You have gotten Johnny for 5 seeds. Talk us through the pick.
A budget player. I liked Johnny. He said he was mostly a Survivor player, and I don't know how. I was nervous at first that wasn't going to translate into Greenhouse, but it doesn't matter. If you're a gamer, you can learn any games. I love Survivor, so I liked that. It doesn't seem like he's necessarily gonna come off as a threat. Like, he doesn't seem very imposing in any of the ways that would be threatening. I think that he has a good chance to make it to the end. That was my read on him.
Yeah, Fierce. He's a longtime friend of mine. This is like the second time I ever saw him in person, so it was really cool. I have only known him through the like online reality gaming space. Just could not be more thrilled to have him on the cast. Especially since I played his game, Competitive Events, and it's canon in the greenhouse that I won. And no, that clip was not spliced at all. So, John, what are your thoughts on Johnny?
I love Johnny's personality, and I think of all the guys, I think that Johnny will be the one to be the best under the radar person. I can easily see Johnny making it far, and there's just a lot that I don't know. I've got a lot of question marks because there's just so a lot to see, and I didn't get as much as I wanted to, but I love the personality. If that makes any sense at all.
Definitely. Dylan, one of my favorite things to do early on in the greenhouse is to have a situation where people can ask others straight up for power. And I think Dylan was one of those selfless souls who told his team, like, if no one wants to take it, I'll do it.
Dylan?
Sorry, Johnny. Did I say Dylan?
Yeah. I was so confused. I was like, who's Dylan in this game? Okay.
This question is to Dylan, but Johnny had the selfless play of telling his team that he would be happy to take it. On how he approached this.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you, John. I think Johnny has not set himself up to lay low in this game. He not only volunteered to take power, but then proceeded to take Sunflower, which is not bad. I mean, it's not bad. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sunflower, you nominate 2 people,
correct?
And those 2 people get seeds. I'm still kind of confused how the nomination works for Sunflower if we already have 3 nominations in the first week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go through it right now. So, so next episode is the auction for the 3 players on the block right now. So we're gonna have a full auction and banishment with everyone voting, and then immediately after the first person goes home, the Sunflower and Rose nominate for 15th place.
Perfect. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I feel like Johnny has enough connections for the first few weeks to get him, I think, deeper into the game. This is another reason why I really wanted to put more seeds on Emily, because I think Emily's early game is now set up for success, because Johnny will absolutely vouch for Emily in it's like she's basically made it 2 weeks already essentially into the game. And on top of that, she already has a seed. I know we're not talking about Emily right now, but this is why I think Emily will go further in the game than Johnny does. And I think Johnny is kind of shooting himself in the foot by taking Sunflower so early.
Yeah, I think that's all fair. Santi, what's your take?
Johnny was also on my list of top picks.
I thought so.
So I know Johnny from the online world, and I've seen Johnny as the host for Competitive Events. and I'm really excited to see how he's gonna adapt to this game. If he's gonna lean into the fact that he is a host and he knows how people kind of operate, because from the host perspective, you kind of get to see how people work behind the scenes. So he has that in his favor, but he also has a relationship with Emily working against him. So I don't know. I think Johnny is going to be a big target very quickly, that everyone's going to kind of try to get out. I don't want that to happen, but I just kind of foresee it just based off his connections and his knowledge of how these games operate.
Yep, I think that's all fair. And Blizz, what do you think about Johnny's first episode?
I think I smell a challenge champ coming. I feel like Johnny is going to be winning a lot, and I think he's going to be the person in the forefront while Emily is hiding behind the scenes, really pulling the strings. So I didn't want to vote, or I didn't want to bid for Johnny too much, because I do think that, as Dylan was saying, the way that Johnny's playing is only furthering Emily's game, not his, and that isn't good for me. So I didn't put him on my team.
Yeah, fair. This is a winner take all draft, so
Yeah.
all those things are important to consider. I want to take a poll. Let's go from top to bottom on the screen. Which of the couple do you think is going to perform better on this season? Santi first.
Emily.
I hear someone's music playing. Just shout out.
Who's playing Stardew Valley? I know what it is.
Mackenzie. Which of the couple do you think is going further?
I would say Johnny.
Yes. John, what's your vote?
Emily.
Dylan.
Team Emily, baby.
And Liz.
I'm Team Emily.
All right, 4-1. We are Team Emily, and we think it looks better for Emily after this first episode.
Watch us be wrong.
Johnny
Johnny immediately turns on Emily, episode 2.
Going a double.
Yeah.
All right, iconic. So, any other comments on Johnny before we keep going? Yes. Okay, so Mackenzie, you picked the next player who is up for grabs. And I did take the seeds out, right? Yeah, I think so.
Is Zach the last one left on the green team?
Yes.
Okay, Zach.
All right, Zach is up for grabs. Do I hear any bids?
Fiver.
All right,
I do 7,
7.
8.
9.
11.
We have 11 on Zach.
12.
12.
13.
13.
It's like 14.
14 seats on Zach.
16.
17.
18.
We can go 20. Let's just go 20. I'm fine with that.
Let's bump it to 22 then.
22 on Zach. Going
Let's
one.
go. Honestly, yeah, let's go 23.
25.
25 on Zach.
Ooh, let's go 26.
28.
You can go past me. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I'll drop it there.
All right. 28 on Zach. Going once. Going twice. All right, I'm going to call it. John, you have claimed Zach on your team. Okay, 20, 13. No. 12. Right? Yeah. Okay, so John, what makes you so bullish on Zach?
One, we're running low on people, so I want to definitely
Yeah.
force my way in there with some seeds. But no, I love Zach. Zach, I've seen play in the online world, and I've seen Zach make it to the end more often than not. He's on that green team that got the seeds. I mean, he's got the connections prior to the game, so he knows the game. And I got a good feeling that he can make it really far, and he knows how to win in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach, this is not his first season on the greenhouse. He famously filled in for Holly a couple times on All Stars as the auctioneer. So he is familiar with the game. He's watched both seasons his sister was on. And Dylan is fiercely blowing his nose. Blizz, I want to hear your thoughts on Zach.
God, I love a good introvert. Okay, here's the thing.
I also know Zach, and I know Zach's gameplay.
I really wanted Zach on my team, but I don't have enough seeds. He is a very smart and strategic person, but he sometimes does not have the conversations needed in order to keep him like in a game. I feel so like I wanted him on my team because I think he can go really, really far, and I think he could win it if he plays his cards right. But that's it. I just dropped the ball because I didn't have enough money, and John wanted to take Zach.
God damn it. It's getting heated in here now.
Santi, what's your takeaway on Zach?
I think he is a player that's going to go pretty far. I don't know his history, but just kind of observing him. And he has the tulip, correct?
Yes, he does.
What does that do?
Yeah, no, good question. The tulip blocks 2 people from voting at the banishment ceremony. And those people hold onto those votes for later use as extra votes.
Got it. Okay. We can definitely use those to his advantage.
Definitely. So I think that especially early game, tulip is typically grabbed as more or less the easy, no blood drawn power, just to kind of stack up your allies with extra votes. So pretty much he was the first out of the challenge, grabbed the safe flower, and is looking to coast past these first 2 banishments. Dylan, what do you think about Zach? Any critiques from his first episode?
No critiques. I think that he has set himself up pretty well for the first few weeks of this game. I think Zach obviously needs to use the tulip power to garner favor with people who he doesn't already have connections with. My one fear for Zach is there's a lot of very big personalities that are on the green team that also hold a lot of power. And my fear is that Zach does not have, because Zach is pretty introverted, does not have the social capability to push things that might need to get pushed. But I think Zach is smart enough to navigate this game that they're going to go far.
Fierce. So iconic. Did I ask everybody about Zach? I think so. Sorry, we're on minute 90 of this. So I need to get my wits about me. This endurance. So anyway, shout out to Zach. So happy to have you here. Zach is fierce. Over quarantine, he played Greenhouse as I was testing it and formulating it. So
wait, does that mean that he played with Piglet?
No.
Okay.
If he did, it would have been over quarantine, but I don't remember if Piglet played Greenhouses over quarantine.
Okay.
Sorry. 4 to 5 years ago. If they did, they do not remember each other from that.
Okay.
So fierce. That is Zach. And we are down to our last 4 contestants. So John, who's up next? Kareem, Rita, Alex, or Kiera?
Well, we've already talked about this one, so let's keep it rolling. Let's throw Kareem out there.
Okay, Kareem is up for grabs. I took calculus with him in undergrad, and now he's in my backyard.
Now that's a
7 to 8 years later. So do I hear any bids on Kareem?
I'll do 1 seed.
1 seed for Kareem. Going once.
Sorry, Kareem. I love you, buddy.
Twice.
So sorry, but like
Gutted. All right, so Kareem goes for 1 seed in the auction. Blizz, was this out of pity or did you get a steal?
100% out of pity.
Oh my god.
No, I'm joking. Oh my god. Or maybe
No,
I'm not.
you're
I don't know.
not. No, you're
I don't
not.
know.
Just
Maybe I'm not.
stay with your test.
I mean, the notes that I had for Kareem, I actually was rooting for Kareem until Kareem ended up in the bottom 3, and I was like, because my notes say Kareem is so cute, such a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Like if I was in the game, I would 100% protect him because that's just keep him a little bit longer because he's funny and cool. But he's in the bottom 3, so there's not really much to say. But he seems like he could potentially save his game if he releases the information that he knows about Josh, but I don't think he's going to be thinking that going in. So I don't know, but welcome to the team.
Well, did you notice that you have 2 nominees?
Yeah. Oh, I have 2 nominees, but that realistically, I will walk away with 1 out of those 2. So that's still, I also still have money, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're not broke.
Wait, wait, let me go update your seed count. Quick, let me take that 1 off for you. So Kareem talked a little bit about just the idea that perhaps the victim status of being nominated could garner some sympathy in the game. Santi, does that hold any water to you?
No. Kareem was one of my picks, and because I messaged you last night, like I would have lost my shit with the Stephen King story because I'm a huge Stephen King fan, and I would have just wanted to align with Kareem because of that.
Right.
Forget the game, but he's a nominee now, and he's the first. I feel like he's the first boot.
Any particular reason, Kareem specifically?
Personally, I would not eliminate a girl first. And my mentality is that maybe that's how others play. So might be
Don't read us.
Me too.
I just think that you have more social capital too than he does in the game, and yeah, that's why.
No, I think that's fair. I mean, in this episode alone, we haven't talked about it yet, but we already have a clumsy girl alliance.
Yeah.
Between Kiara, Zakai, and Taylor. And Kiara famously said that she wants to add other women to the alliance. So, if anything, there's active evidence for some kind of women's solidarity out there. John, what are your thoughts on Kareem? Do you think he's doomed?
Out of the 3 that's nominated, I feel the worst pretty much for Kareem. I feel that the other 2 have a stronger chance of surviving. I didn't put anything forward. I mean, if he can manage to survive this and pull some sympathy, like he was saying, and garner some stuff, maybe he can make a run. But I don't see that happening.
Fierce. Mackenzie, how pissed would you be, if at all, if you were asked to do rock, paper, scissors to determine your fate in the game? Would you vibe with that at all?
I mean, what are you gonna do? I guess I could lobby for it for a second, but that would be awkward too.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he got the short end of it. The only other thing that I noticed, which I wish that I didn't notice because it feels like one of those moments you kind of see happen and you're like, oh, sorry, I saw that. But when him and his team were done with the challenge, you guys saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one even noticed that he went to go give a high five and he didn't get a high five back. And I was like, oh no.
Wait, someone send me the timestamp for that because I did not notice that.
It's right after they finish the pyramid, and he's there for a while. I think another
funny.
I think another similar moment is whenever his team is introducing each other, and he introduces himself to Blythe as Blythe. Yeah, no, he's fierce. He's fierce. Uh, do we have any other thoughts or any more prayers for Kareem?
I pray that this one seed is a golden seed,
Yeah.
and that's all that really matters.
too.
That was going to be the one thing I was going to say is while I do think Kareem is probably first boot, he does have a seed advantage over the other two. The other two nominees. The issue is that Alex, I think, now has this connection to Elise because Elise made this plea to Alex, and Alex might be able to use curry favor with Elise because of this. And then Zakai has so many connections in the house. There's no way Zakai is going home first. So I think Kareem, it's not looking good for you, buddy.
Fierce. Moment of silence.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, so we have 3 more people up for grabs. We have Rita, Alex, and Kiera. So Blizz, who would you like to see up for grabs next?
Let's go with Alex.
Yes. All right, Alex. The most iconic bangs you've ever seen. Do I hear any bids?
I'll put a seed in.
All right.
2.
Let's go 2.
I'll go 3.
3 for Alex, our last nominee.
4.
4.
Oop, I heard Mackenzie first.
I'll go 5.
5 on
6.
6 from John.
Show me those seed count. Show me those seed totals one more time.
It's 12.
The seeds. Okay, so right now the
Okay.
bid is 6. from John.
Okay.
7.
7 on Alex. Going once.
8.
8 on Alex. Going once. Going twice. I'm going to call it. All right. Congratulations, John. You get another teammate for 8 seeds. Let me deduct for you. All right. So talk us through the pick. How do you feel about Alex?
No, I like Alex. I definitely feel like I see her surviving this elimination. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think she's got the personality to try and survive this. And then I think she can easily pull some weight to try and work, especially like we've been saying with the girls. And I think she can be dangerous down the line.
Yeah, fierce. Mackenzie, what were your thoughts on Alex?
Yeah, if she makes it past this first one, I think that she has a good chance of going pretty far. Especially if her favor with Elise is repaid in any way. I think that could strengthen like a bond of a girls thing going on. And I think she can make it pretty far.
Yeah, definitely. Blizz, do you think that this opener for Bridget Mendler is going to be the headliner of the season?
I don't know because honestly, isn't like someone's on to her already, and I don't know who. I think it was Blythe. Blythe was on to her already, because she was like, "Oh no, she's a theater kid. Yeah, we don't trust theater kids." So like you have one person who's already mentioning your name in episode 1. That's a little bit dangerous for me. But I will say I really like her voice. That's the one note I have is I like her voice. It's so good. But I do see her being maybe a little too headstrong in the Girls Alliance. Maybe that causing some cracks, who knows? Or any alliance that she's in. But she's playing it chill, and I kind of like the chill vibe. I would have bet more seeds to have her on my team, but I think out of the 2 players between her and Elise, I would really put my money on Elise.
Fierce. Dylan, what are your thoughts on theater kids in general? And Alex in this game?
Strong opinions. They can all burn. No, I'm kidding. No, theater kids are great. Theater kids are great. Alex seems like someone that I would want to work with in a game like this. She just seems very personable, but understands the game. I feel like it's either going to be her or Kareem that goes home first. My only fear, and I agree with you, Blizz, that I think it was Blythe that was bringing up Alex's name. I feel like this girls' alliance is going to crack possibly because of Alex later down the line. But I feel like she needs, in order to go further in the game, she needs to build enough alliances outside of this girls' alliance to have her back. I just don't know if she has that right now. But maybe she'll get there. She has time to still get there. So we'll see.
Fierce. Santi, any extra thoughts on Alex?
Kind of the same thing
Yeah.
that Dylan said about the Girls Alliance. I feel like she may be the cause of the crack. I also feel like Alex may be the player that's consistently nominated to kind of fill a spot. And eventually they're going to catch on to the story that she's building behind that and just nix her that way. So that's my thoughts on Alex.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's happened in the Greenhouse game before. Shout out to Maddie if you're watching. So great. If there are no other comments about Alex, we will keep it pushing. So last up, we have Rita and Kiera.
Let's go, Rita.
All right, let's go, Rita. Iconic world traveler. Final four of Luke's Big Brother 19. Do I hear anyone wanting to recruit Rita Queen?
I'll put in a seed.
One seed.
I do two.
All right.
I'll do 3.
I'm screwed either way.
I'll do 5.
5
I'm
on
done.
you.
You can have her for 5. Because I'm
7.
going all in on my girl Kiera.
All right, 5 going once.
7.
Oh, sorry, 7.
I'm just laying it
If
out there,
you're-
putting all seats on Kiera.
If you're putting all in,
I'm putting
how
all
many
in
people
on
are
Kiera.
left?
2.
How many people are left? 2. Then 27. Let's put
Kiera,
All
Hive,
right,
Kiera Hive, rise up, baby.
all right, I'm going to call it.
Because there's no
Blizz.
way I can get Kiera.
Yeah,
Because I don't
that's
have enough
fair.
money. So
All right, Blizz, you get Rita for 27 seeds. Is that worth it? Were you saving up for her?
That's shady.
I mean,
Is
you
it-
said
is
she
it
got
worth all
into
your
a final
seeds?
4, right? She's like
Yeah, she
final
made it to
4.
final
and
4. She was fierce.
This could be her season. Also, does she
That's
have
a
any
good
anything else on her like resume, or just final 4?
Just she's only played once in final 4.
Okay. She's also well traveled, and it's so funny when she keeps mentioning. You know that whole thing when someone has traveled like out of the country, and they always go, "So yeah, I've traveled out of the country."
Right.
I think that's so funny, and I love those people so much. So yeah, I'm totally. You know what? Yeah, it was worth the 27 seeds that I had, but I do think that she's gonna. I think she's gonna make it pretty far. I'm very curious to see what her strategy is. Moving forward, because she was very introspective, and I really love when people are introspective. She talked about her old game and how her old game did help her, and she didn't really want to make any changes because she felt like her old game was very helpful. So someone who looks back at what they're doing, love that. That's someone who's dangerous. Love that. So yeah, I'm totally fine with spending the 27 seats.
Yeah, on Big Brother 19, she iconically put up 4 guys over the course of the entire first round, and more or less declared that there was an all women's alliance, even though no one else necessarily agreed to that. And she kind of she successfully rode the narrative all the way to the final 4, and I think she was the last player nominated as well. So she's a pretty cool player. She's very relaxed and calm. I think the personality you saw wasn't just post Thailand meditations.
Yeah, I
and-
like her style too. She's like very
God.
comfortable, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, she's so cool. I know that she was a musician at least some point. I don't know if she still is, but she's iconic. such a
I have
thrill to have her back.
I have some thoughts on Rita.
Yeah, share them.
Thoughts, baby. No, I like Rita. I think I wasn't gonna put a lot of seeds in on Rita, even though I really like Rita. There's two huge issues I have with Rita's game right now. Two huge ones. One, she's done zero research on Greenhouse.
Correct.
And you need to know how Greenhouse works to do well in Greenhouse. And the second is she is so I don't pushy's not the word. She overtakes almost every conversation that she's in episode 1, which like is a good trait in most aspects of life where you are like the dominant person in a conversation. But I think in a game like this, it's sometimes better to sit back and listen. And I feel like every conversation I saw Rita in episode 1, she was the one leading the conversation and like kind of getting us to from point A to point B to point C. I would love if Rita sat back and listened more, because I think it's going to help her out, especially not knowing how Greenhouse works.
Yeah, definitely. She said a line as though I should have heard it before, but I've never heard it before. What is luck if it's not tested? Which was wild to me. But yeah, Santi, she was clocked for being a pretty vocal member of her various conversations so far. Did that translate to you at all? Do you think there's any weight to that?
I think she's setting herself up to be an easy target.
Yeah.
To like what Dylan was saying, you don't want to be the loudest person in the room, especially in the first round or the first couple of rounds. And I think she's making herself be kind of the one as who's calling the shots and directing the narrative of the game. Hopefully she can recalibrate and take a back seat. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think especially because she was given Snapdragon. I think she was just very. I think she's very visibly more or less the leader of the blue team, at least in my opinion. Mackenzie, what were your thoughts, even specifically on her Snapdragon nomination move?
So from the beginning, my impression of her, I was like, well, she said this in like the very beginning, right? That she didn't fully look at the rules of the game. It was like,
correct.
Okay. So from like watching from a draft standpoint, I think I immediately was like, okay, I don't know right now. But I sort of like loud players or like outspoken people with plans. I more so like to work with them, maybe not choose them as my win pick, because I do think if she ends up working with someone else who has like plans that they maybe want to whisper to her, they could work in tandem with each other. But I don't know how that's going to go for her. I don't know how that's going to be received.
Fierce. John, any other thoughts on Rita?
No, I mean, everybody's pretty much touched on it. I love her personality, but she's very out there. And I think it could do more harm. I think she can make it far, but I can see her being just a little too loud and it just rubbing the wrong players the wrong way and wanting to just take her out. But yeah, I would have put some bids in, but I only had four seeds left. So kudos to the high bids there.
Yeah, I think all of that's fair. I think that she's very small group leader energy, very panelist, and I think that I think that her coming in with more of a game plan and using that energy to kind of formulate groups actively, I think could have worked. Especially in this first round where it's so like team heavy and it's very like, we're going to make sure our 4 survives, even if we get a nominee. So I think that she's good as far as pushing those kinds of things forward, but I don't know how much she's solidified that kind of group dynamic that I think she could foster pretty effectively. But anyway, we'll see how Rita does. So now it all comes down to this. We have one player left and one person who
Rise up, baby.
And one person who has the opportunity to be very shady. So, do I hear any bids on Kiera?
I put all my seeds in on Kiera.
Okay.
I would like to bet nothing.
Kiera Hive has risen, and Dylan, you have recruited Kiera onto your team. Have you been waiting for her?
I have been waiting for her. She is my actual winner pick of the season, and I have a long list of why. I think she's going to be a huge threat, and she has a very tough road ahead of her. But I have faith in Kiera. If you want me to list those off now, I will.
Please do. Please do.
Okay.
Here's a good question.
Here's the thing. She's a gamer. She has a ton of connections already in the game. She knows Blythe. She knows Zakai. She already has a connection to a past person who's played Greenhouse. So she has all of this knowledge of someone who's already played kind of being fed to her and what to expect.
Mhm.
I also think that if Kareem doesn't go home and Alex does, it is because of Kiera. And here's why. Because Kiera is the one who nominated Alex, and Kiera's a gamer, and Kiera does not want blood on her hands, so she will work her ass off to make sure Alex goes home, I think. And if Alex goes home, it's because Kiera uses her connections to make sure all the votes go to Alex. And if that happens, that's iconic. I hope it doesn't happen, though, because it puts a huge target on her back. But listen, I'm loyal to a fault, and I'm part of Kiera Hive, and I'm hoping Kiera Hive makes it all the way to the end, and I hope Kiara takes the crown.
Fierce. John, are you as bullish on Kiera?
I love the Kiera Hive. I mean, she's got amazing reads, I feel, so far in this game, and I agree with Dylan that she won't want blood on her hands, but I don't see her trying to over push.
Yeah.
If it's going to be that heavy on Kareem, and maybe she'll try and work something out and try and sue things over with Alex and try and just mend the fences right away. I can see her actually probably doing that more so than trying to get Alex out.
Yeah, definitely. Santi, what are your thoughts? And also, I'm interested to hear what you think about her nomination decision. I mean, whenever you have someone like Thomas begging not to get nominated 5 seconds before you go, do you just kind of give it to them? Round one.
Yes. I think Zakai has really good connections, but I think that is what's going to work against her ultimately. She's part of the Clumsy Girl Alliance, and it could go one of two ways. She could target Alex because she put Alex up, because if she keeps Alex, she now has risked herself for a later nomination. But if she pushes too hard for Alex to go, now her target has now gotten bigger. And it shows the other girls that she's not really willing to work with girls. So it's like a weird dynamic for her to be in. Yeah.
Fierce. Mackenzie, any other thoughts on Kiera?
Yeah, she was also one of my winner picks. I was trying to save it until the end. Yeah, I think that she's super cute. I think that she's really, really smart. I know that I feel like she's in a really good position within like the girls like alliance. I feel like she's very in control of that. Yeah, I wanted her.
Fierce. So we got a lot of Kiera Hive in the chat. Blizz, are you among the Hive?
I am among the Hive, and Dylan, don't text me right now. And I am upset. I'm upset because I really wanted her, because I do think I see her as being a winner in my eyes. The only thing I could see like possibly not making that happen is people are starting to notice that maybe she is a shot caller, and that she might be the one pulling the strings, and maybe you need to get rid of that because her resume is just too good and we can't have you in the final. So, God, it sucks that she's not on my team, but yeah, she's also a psychologist, and I've never seen a psychologist play well in social games because I feel like their hubris is always so big when it comes to that, being like, I'm a psychologist, I know how people work. So I would love for her to win to prove the psychologist theory like wrong.
Yeah, no, I am obsessed with Kiera. I am the founding member of the Kiera Hive. Yeah, I think. Huh?
Can we just take a moment to look how amazing my team looks? Like,
Oh my god, can you move the screen? Switch slides,
this
please.
team.
we're gonna go through everyone's team. But yeah, no, Kiera came in here with a game plan. She studied the rules thoroughly. She made sure she let the camera know. And yeah, I think she's the only one so far who has visibly like started to make some kind of alliance structure. So I think she's ahead of the curve, and there has never been a better time to be in the Kiera Hive. So any other comments before we wrap up? Fierce. Okay, so let's go through everyone's team. We will be starting. Let's just start with Team Dylan. Dylan, how do you feel about your team? Did you come out here with a result that you're happy with? Talk to us.
I am. I feel like this team is very social, and I feel like out of the three of them, Kiera probably has the best shot of being the winner. But I think they all will play amazingly. Anyone that is sleeping on Oscar and Piglet, it's to your detriment. But I really do think that Team Dylan's got it. I have no one else to root for but myself. So
Fierce. Which of your players are you putting your money on officially?
Kiera.
Fierce. All right, let's keep going. Mackenzie, how do you feel about your three?
Good. I feel like I picked people who could do like a really good job. Why is that funny?
I reacted to Taylor reacting.
I just sense trepidation after just in comparison to Dylan's I believe fist bumping that he was doing earlier. So I just thought you were making a statement with good. But
I still do feel good about this team.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone has the potential, maybe not Thomas as much, but like to be a good under the radar like personality player. How did I forget? Wait, hold on. It's Johnny, right?
Yeah, Johnny.
Johnny, I think maybe might overplay his hand strategically, but I have a good feeling about Blythe.
All right, fierce, iconic team. All right, next up, Blizz. You got away with 4 players. How do you feel?
Well, I mean, it's probably gonna be 3 soon. See how episode 2 happens. Who's to say at this point? I kind of feel confident with my team. Honestly, my 2 forefront people right now are Elise and Zakai, because to me, these are people who are funny, who are likable, who are social, and it seems like both of them already have alliances or deals being made where they can benefit, but also they could throw away their friends or their alliances to further their game. So I'm confident. I see one of those 2 potentially winning in my group.
Fierce. Oh yeah, and I didn't ask that of Mackenzie. Who are you putting your money on?
Blythe.
Blythe. Yeah, I got that
Yeah.
one. Fierce. Okay, Santi, you were in and out of the shop tonight. Are you still as confident as you were an hour and a half ago?
Yes, I got 2 of the 4, so I'm good. I think my team is well balanced. I'm hoping Josh does really well, but we'll see. But my winner pick is absolutely 100% Taylor.
Yes. All right, next up, John, talk to us about your team. How do you feel?
I am thrilled with my team. I got some of the people that I really, really wanted. I mean, I'd love to pick some gamer people, and I know I definitely got that with both Zach and Matt. And I mean, I'm not counting Alex out either, but and I definitely am putting my money towards one of either Zach or Matt. I feel Matt can work his way out of any sort of target that he's put put on himself after this first episode. But I think I'm going to have to lean and put my money on Zach.
All right, fierce. And with that, we have our draft completed. So let me get rid of my iconic, flawless PowerPoint. Do we have any final thoughts about the premiere episode? Any final thoughts about this cast? How are we feeling about these girls?
This season? Biggie, this season? No, this season is iconic. I love everyone on it. And I know that there's going to be some amazing game moves because there's just so many gamers in this season.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
waiting
a
for it to
really
be
fun
messy.
cast.
Yeah.
These people came to play. That's what I was the most excited about. Everyone's intro is like, oh, okay. They're starting from the airport. They're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
That airport shot made me very dizzy. I was like, stop moving.
Oh my God. I wish Emily, because she was right there, I wish she could get a further shot of just him spinning in this fucking terminal. I think that would have been fun to cut away to. Just whatever. But yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled with this cast. If you would like to keep watching The Greenhouse, just look up Taylor Luke on YouTube or The Greenhouse Season 6. It should pop up, I hope to God. And yeah, new episodes every Sunday and Thursday. I'm going to make pretty much all of them premieres. It's always at 7 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, this season is
This season?
the cast does come to play. I think every single one of them brings something strong to the season. So we will just have to see. So thank you all for doing the podcast. I think that's gonna go ahead and be it. Cheers.